Hey guys, and welcome back to Twilight Princess for another exciting edition of Hunt the Lightbugs.
I thought we were back in part 4 again.
It seems like so much time has passed and yet so little has, actually.
We're just gonna end up doing the exact same thing every 4 parts. It's gonna be, hey, welcome to part 64, we're getting light bugs again. It's just a never-ending playthrough over tediousness.
Well, like in Ocarina of Time 3D, you could probably set your watch by when we did the minigame or side quest parts. It was like after every dungeon or so.
Yeah, but that was because even the playthroughs needed padding.
Okay, here's what we're going to do here, right? We're going to put this on fire, then we're going to jump across these gaps and light the candles, like so.
You would think that even though this is happening in the Twilight Realm, no one in the Light Realm can notice that all these lights are spontaneously combusting?
Or, you know, the fact that a stick is floating.
Oh no, but they're worried about the shadow bugs in the basement that none of them have even really seen. And they saw the door open, so it's kind of selective on what does and doesn't cross over the boundary between the realms.
Can they really not, like, see Wolf, Link, or Midna right now?
Or at the very least sense. Like, you would think Colin, being such a big Link fanboy, he could be like, I sense Link nearby. But no, my Link senses are tingling.
Okay, let's head on into the basement and get this silly side quest, or mandatory side quest rather, over with.
They're pretty much synonymous. But yeah, that was actually one of the few examples of a sanctuary in Zelda. The other one would be in A Link to the Past. And with that one, it was just to be like the exit of the first tutorial area. And the point of that sanctuary, I don't know, story reasons?
Pay close attention to that statue we just passed. It will become very important in the late game of Twilight Princess.
Tom, are you serious? We already said that the bridge served no purpose, and now we're going to be saying statues serve no purpose.
Well, you know, I just like to inject a little bit of mystery into these playthroughs.
It's a Zelda game. There is no mystery. Here's a hint. Ganon did it.
Yeah, Ganon did it.
It's like what the Mega Man games tried to do when they got to like 5 and 6. Like, oh, Proto Man's doing it. Then no, it's actually Wily.
I really fucking hate taking down Keys as Wolf Link. It's so annoying.
Once again, a quadruped with a short stature is not very well equipped at taking on aerial enemies. It would have been just fine for Hylian Link to fight the Keys, but with Wolf Link, could you please just have more ground base? Hell, you could even have shorter enemies if you want.
No sign of Dampe in this incarnation of the Kakariko Graveyard, which is kind of odd, even in the Light World.
Which is weird because they decided to bring him back in A Link Between Worlds, so I guess he's important in someone's heart.
That was like the exact same model though, so it wasn't as interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing that Twilight Princess didn't go the route of Majora's Mask and be like, no, it's a totally different Hyrule, but here's spiritual twins of all the characters. At that point, no, I'm pretty sure no one would have any reason to debate copying.
Well, they did that for, you know, obvious reasons of trying to get a sequel out in time, just wanting to reuse assets. But when you, like, make a game on a next-gen console and you're just reusing the same design, I can, you know, swallow that for Link, because he's kind of reincarnated for the most part. Not so much the same bloody Gravekeeper.
Yeah, because he has a story reason, and like it adds importance. Like, this character is literally so important to the grand scheme of the cosmos that he literally has to keep existing despite the time and place. But when you have, like, oh, I'm Dampe the 26th, it's like, really? What part of the cosmos' grand scheme does the Gravekeeper serve?
Now, I know I put a pun in this video's title, but the game's doing it too.
I knew there was a reason I didn't overtly enjoy it.
Yep, the Eldin. Get it? Eldin?
Ha ha! No, I don't get it.
Your fake laugh is just getting worse and worse, mate. Just tell me to fuck off in future. I think it would be kinder, honestly.
But then you'll fire me again.
Don't tempt me, mate.
Well, it took me forever to figure out that I had to light the fireplace to get that bug to pop out. Because I saw his little, like, speck on the map. It's like, dude, where is he? I can't find him.
This one was a bit awkward for me, because sometimes he would appear on top, sometimes he would just, jump to Wolf Link's level on the ground, so, my OCD and whatnot, it took a few takes to get a good run.
RNG, it's even screwing over Let's Players. Here's another thing about, like, what crosses the Twilight and Light realm, is that some of those enemies, like, I'm under the impression that they're regular bokoblins that are, like, either visible or have crossed the line into the Twilight realm, and so they kind of got corrupted as well. So, is it that the forces of evil are free to cross, but the forces of good are trapped? I need lore game, please. How's about instead of making stupid puns with your signs, you could come up with some explanations?
Meanwhile, like, the script editor is just sitting there with his head in his hands, saying, I can't believe they didn't appreciate that wonderful pun.
I don't.
And then E.G. Ayanuma comes in and is like, hey, the law's consistent, I don't give a shit. I would say this is marginally harder than finding the light bugs in the forest, mostly because you have to manage like which side of the village rooftops you need to be on to actually get a lot of the bugs.
Yeah, because even though you can kind of tell, like, oh, there's got to be bugs in that building, you gotta, one, figure out what level you have to be on to enter it, and then figure out how to enter. And then once you're inside, then you have the next level of, okay, now that I'm inside, which I feel accomplished for doing that, now I gotta figure out where they are or how to lure them out. And then there's your second level of accomplishment.
While I would much prefer not to partake in another round of bug collecting, that little bit of added and improved technical stuff is appreciated.
Yeah, this is honestly my favorite of the bug catching. Like, I kind of just like the idea of you're going through this abandoned, barren town and all that's left are the bugs. Like, this part right here, where you just jump through the window, it's like, who gives a fuck? No one cares, so the town is your own and the only mission is to get those bugs.
Who's gonna bill a wolf, honestly?
Did they really have to give the bugs such creepy, lifelike death animations? It just sends a chill up my spine when I see their little legs squirm.
Writhing on their backs in infinite pain.
It would have been cooler, though, if they had, just a few more enemies on the outside. I mean, I honestly don't think that putting enemies in conjunction with the bug hunting would be, too much, too difficult. I really think that if you had the bugs pretty much exclusively inside houses, and then you had enemies outside, it could actually give this Kakariko section a sort of a survival horror feel to it. Like, you don't want to go out of the houses, because, oh man, there's a whole bunch of monsters out there, but you got to get to the next house to get the bugs.
Well, now you've got no choice but to get out of the house.
yeah, this is a pretty cool section where Link becomes an arsonist.
And house exploding in 3, 2, 1, now.
Did he seriously, fill his house with fireworks or something? I don't think houses do that.
Well, this is revealed later, but that was actually Barnes' bomb storehouse.
Oh. It makes all the sense in the world now.
Link, saving Hyrule and destroying economies, since whatever year it is in Hyrule right now.
It's always weird when Midna uses idioms, like, when she said that's how the cookie crumbles, and it's like, wait, they have cookies in Hyrule?
A rupee in the hand is worth 2 in the bush.
Like, honestly, the only actual Hyrule exclusive idiom is from the origin of the like-likes, where they're essentially saying that kings and monsters are like-alike. But that makes really no sense unless it makes more in the Japanese version.
It probably does. It's one of those translation things.
Yeah. God, Link's fur is going to be all kinds of dirty rolling in the dirt like that.
Well, he's going to get transported back to a spring, so he'll be instantly fresh.
Oh, I guess that would make sense, because wouldn't that be awkward if all the dirt that he accumulated in wolf form, he turns back into human and he's just dirty as hell? He's like Pigpen!
It's like Shadow of the Colossus. The more Colossi you take down, the dirtier your clothes get.
Well, dirtier and evil.
Okay, only 3 more to go, and we've pretty much stripped the village bare, so I guess it's time to head up the mountain pass.
The only thing left to do is rob all the houses. I mean, save the people, of course.
Who's gonna believe a wolf came in their house and robbed them? It's the perfect crime.
A wolf that's in another alternate realm at that.
It's like, shut up, Barnes, you fucking drunk, mate.
Barnes is the only one who knows the truth.
It slowly drove him mad as the years took their terrible toll.
And then he turned his bombs against the village.
Right? I'd play, though.
Uh-huh. See, guys, you can totally make a darker Zelda game.
Just make it about arsonists and terrorists. Loving the tribal design for the Gorons, I gotta say. Not so sure about the Goron diaper, though.
Yeah, although the way I see it is that I actually thought it was a loincloth at first, so I was like, oh god, please don't let the Gorons have alternate camera angles. Whoa, camera there.
Well, this is what you get for not having a second analog. I'm not sure, in the GameCube version, could you control the camera with the C-stick?
I believe so.
I really love that about Wind Waker, actually. It just made the game a lot easier to control.
See? What did I tell you? Mountains and volcanoes. It's like I'm psychic or have played another Zelda game before.
Yeah. Well, they're just thematically appropriate. Those tropes go well together.
Yeah, and that's why I always have to say mountains and volcanoes, because there's always going to be that one jerk in the comments like, MBM, excuse me, but Majora's Mask had an icy volcano instead of a mountain or whatever. It's like, shut up!
Okay, Mr. Strawman, calm it down. Here's my second least favourite musical thing in Zelda, the wolf howls.
I can probably guess what your first one is.
Right, but tell our audience how this works, mate.
Well, pretty much when you find one of these stones that the wind is conveniently blowing through, you just gotta match the pitch by pretty much holding up, neutral, or down on the joystick. And that'll give him 3 pitches. You howl along and you all of a sudden get transported to wolf heaven?
Yeah.
And then the golden wolf will howl along with you. And most of the songs are actually songs from previous Zelda games. Like this one is actually the song Healing.
Nice.
It's such a good tune, even though Wolf Howl's kind of ruined it a bit.
Yeah.
And once you complete that, then that unlocks pretty much finding another new sword technique tutor.
Let's see where this one wound up.
Not too far. They're always going to be in some sort of proximity to the Howlstone.
Howling Stone, to use their proper, grammatically correct title.
Oh my god! Well, if I call it the Howlstone, then I can make a Howl's Moving Castle reference, like I just did.
Hell yeah.
Don't touch Steam. Steam is hot. Steam will burn you, and it will totally mess up your fur.
In this universe, Steam won't hurt you, but it will knock you back and you'll look like a right tit in the process.
And then you'll have to restart the recording.
Oh, don't. Yes, I know what you're thinking. It did happen. It's not funny, okay?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, eat shit.
So they decided to mix up these little battle arenas by, rather than just making them a giant circle, they'll tend to have one of the enemies off to the side in a little alcove or a little alley. That way you kind of get tricked into thinking, oh, there's 2 left over, I'll be able to get them both, and then find out that there's actually a semi-invisible wall blocking the 2.
Yeah, it teaches you to plan ahead.
The game actually teaching you a thing without telling you a thing. It works.
That started in the Forest Temple. That's the earliest example in Twilight Princess I can think of. You know when you have to roll into the totem pole to knock the caged monkey off?
Absolutely.
And then you have to follow up with that to take out the mini-boss of the temple.
Ook didn't know what hit him.
Exactly. It's like 3D Zeldas actually teach you stuff.
Oh my god, it's like they're not all that bad.
Yeah. I fucking hate this section. If it's not the fact that sometimes the steam will catch me, meteorites will just come crashing down. Look, you can hear them right now.
Random meteorites. Like, I could understand if there were, like, set patterns, but no, they just appear right the fuck out of nowhere.
And yes, I know it's stuff erupting out the volcano. That's not technically what a meteorite is. They're annoying, okay? That's all that matters.
It's, Earth rock.
Yes, Earth rock. Booyah.
Now we just wait for it to slowly fall down. There we go.
And now I have cutscene immunity.
Tom, seriously, why didn't you equip Treasure Magnet during this?
Just don't.
What would happen if you gave the light spirits like a light apple instead of light grapes?
I don't know, they turn to something else. I'm getting to it, Jesus.
Dang, Midna, I have the patience because I know you're gonna be good soon, but could you get with the character development or something?
Right. Alright, let's see which guardian deity protects Kakariko Village.
Well, we already know its name is Eldin, which, is a blatant reference to Din, the goddess of power, the one who created the land.
Of course.
Which is ironic that Eldin would be a bird.
It's like a bird butterfly, actually.
And it's got human lips.
Yeah. Disconcerting. That's how I describe Twilight Princess. Disconcerting.
Yeah. But once again, because it's a being of the light rather than, squares and pixels, it's got curves and circles incorporated into its design. It's also got a leopard print mask.
You see that? It's not actually cardboard. I want you to believe it's a mountain filled with fire.
You see that mountain? You can go there!
That mountain right there, you can go to it.
You're gonna have to cross a loading zone or two, but trust me, you can go there.
I would pay for DLC that sped up these text boxes, I really would.
Watch it be that if you beat the game in New Game Plus is the only way you can get sped up text.
Hero mode allows you to skip text whenever you want.
That's the only reason I will take the billions of kills for faster text.
Held it out.